Today, an update on an investigation into the war with Iran.
For several months, CBS News has been looking into allegations the Pentagon failed to make plans to protect a Minnesota soldier and her team at a command post in Kuwait. Master Sergeant Nicole Amer and 5 others were killed. Another Minnesota soldier and more than 20 others were hurt. Some of those wounded soldiers say that there are gaps in their care. Jonah Kaplan has been speaking with those survivors, including a combat veteran and his wife, who believe the Pentagon misled her about the true nature of her husband's injuries.
57-year-old Chief Warrant Officer Rodney Bierman has deployed overseas 5 times. His wife Amy told us she understands what to expect.
I knew that if anything ever happened, I would receive either an official phone call or an official visit.
That call came on March 2nd, one day after an Iranian drone struck this tactical command post in Kuwait.
They told me that my husband's injuries were classified as not seriously injured. He was treated and released back to duty.
Not seriously injured. Those are 3 great words for you.
That was the hope that I was hanging on to.
But Rodney was among the more than 20 wounded in the attack that killed 6 U.S. soldiers.
He took a lot of shrapnel from his head down to his legs.
Military medical records reviewed by CBS News show Bierman also suffered a concussion, hearing and vision loss, and blast lung, a condition caused by shrapnel damaging his lung tissue.
Some of those injuries he's going to have for the rest of his life.
The Biermans are among several survivors and their families who told CBS News they weren't being treated by the military as combat casualties, hindering their access to care. It's a claim the Army strongly denies.
Your wife was also told that you had a minor injury?
Yeah. Your husband was injured. He has a minor jaw injury. He's going to be returned to duty.
Sergeant First Class Corey Hicks was ripped apart by shrapnel from the blast and underwent multiple emergency surgeries at a Kuwaiti hospital. He's now in rehab at Walter Reed Medical Center in Maryland.
4 months in, I still haven't even seen neurology for my brain. So I've been raising flags with doctors and asking, hey, I still have headaches.
Concerns over gaps in care are the latest in a string of failures uncovered by our CBS News investigation. Soldiers say the Army disregarded warnings about thin defenses and ignored requests for medical supplies. Now they question the claim that the injured are back on post.
90% of those with injuries in this conflict have returned to duty.
Do you think the Army, the Pentagon, have tried to downplay this incident?
Absolutely, I think they have.
An Army spokesperson told CBS News the care and well-being of our soldiers is of the highest priority, and any assertion that the Army seeks to downplay a soldier's injuries is simply not true. Last month, Amy Bierman reached out to her senator, who passed along her questions to the Army. In a response, a top general defended the not seriously injured determination.
Do you accept that assessment?
No, that assessment is unacceptable.
And Jonah Kaplan joins us right now. So, Jonah, the Army told you that designation, not seriously injured, isn't what it sounds like.
No. And look, you can understand maybe from an Army perspective, someone who is seriously injured, according to the Army's definition, is someone who's wounded and is at risk of dying in the next 3 days. But when you hear that on the phone, not seriously injured, you're not thinking critically about it. You hear that. Wow, that's a relief.
Like she said.
That's right. Good. So for Chief Bierman, though, so he had to apply to get into a soldier recovery unit, an SRU. He got that spot. His wife says Amy Bierman, saying she doesn't know when he'll come home, but at least within driving distance, North Carolina, and their home in West Virginia.
Now, Corey Hicks was the other soldier you interviewed in the story. We've heard from him before. He's from Princeton, Minnesota. What did he tell you about his care?
You know, he's made amazing strides. So we spoke with him. I was able to walk with him. I know when our colleague Reg Chapman spoke with him, he was still in the hospital. We wanted to know, though, because he was treated in Kuwait at a local hospital and then airlifted to a U.S. Army medical center in Germany. So I asked him what that was like.
When you arrived in Germany in Landstuhl, were they ready to take on casualties?
I don't really know, to be honest.
Did you get the sense that when you arrived in Landstuhl, they were ready for you?
I don't think so.
What makes you think that?
They haven't seen a mass casualty in numerous years. And the ones that have been through that, a lot of those doctors and people have been retired. So it was very new for that new group of service members to see a lot of those injuries from blasts.
We know it's been a rough road for Corey, but we heard that he had a special visitor when he was at Walter Reed, in addition to his family.
Yeah, this was pretty interesting. Dana White from the UFC was actually walking around a couple weeks ago, and they got to talking, and Corey said, you know, there is one thing, by the way, you can help me. I really want to meet President Trump. Dana White took out his cell phone, put President Trump on the phone, and then they invited Corey and his wife Shannon to go to the UFC fight.
So they were there at that.
Take a look at these pictures.
There you go.
They were there. And Corey said it was a dream come true. And he said he took the opportunity to say, President Trump, listen, there are some issues. Maybe at another point we can talk about this. But he also said just to be able to hear from President Trump was incredibly invigorating for him. And this is an important distinction, not just for Corey Hicks, but for all the military. They've long told me, and I think this is part of the way that I've earned their trust. They said, look, this is not about painting a broad stroke against the administration, against the war effort. This is a singular incident, a singular unit. What can we do to learn from this and make sure other soldiers are protected again?
Yeah, don't want to see what happened to them happen to anyone else.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you, Jonah.